Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying to do today is we are playing a deck called Favorable Birds. So there's a lot of birds right now in Standard, and I noticed that we have a lot of also tribal cards that work pretty well with it. So Radiant Destiny gives any creature of a chosen type +1/+1, and they can also gain vigilance if we have the City's Blessing. But we also have favorable winds now as well, and so creatures you control with flying get +1/+1. So every single creature that we have in this deck has flying, and almost every creature is a bird except for the two Windreader Sphinx. And this is just a card that it would be nice to get ramp into, get up there, but it costs 7, and so a lot of times that's not going to happen for us. But if it does come down, whenever a creature with flying attacks, I can draw a card. So every single creature we have has flying, so we could just draw like half of our deck. Well, maybe not that much, but we could draw a lot of cards in the late game with this. And so anyway, it's super fun, and we're hoping really for this deck is just to kind of overwhelm them with a lot of early drops creatures that they can't block, and then eventually they just keep getting bigger, and they just get a little bit more annoying, and then a little more annoying. And it's just like an actual bird flock. Like if you're going to be attacked by a bird flock, like you can deal with one or two birds, but all of a sudden a bunch of birds coming at you, and all of a sudden it becomes scary. So that's what we're trying to do here. I do really like this Rustwing Falcon. So that's part of the reason why this deck works as well, is that we have 8 1-drops. And those 1-drops are actually pretty good. We unfortunately aren't running any historic spells for the Artificer Assistant and the Serra Disciple, just because we're trying to run more birds. And anyway, this deck is really fun. I have gotten some pretty funny wins out of it so far. I definitely won't say that this is a deck that's super competitive though, but it is super fun when it goes off. And so let's get into the gameplay. Here we go. Alright, so here we are with Favorable Birds in Arena Standard, and this deck is super fun because you just see the pauses when people see that you're playing birds. Like, wait, really? This guy's playing birds? So this hand is pretty good. We'll definitely keep this. So we will play down the Meandering River first, because we can't play that without the blue anyway. And we'll get this going. So Meandering River, pass the turn. Opponent plays Plains and passes the turn. We are going to play Plains and play Eddytrail Hawk and pass the turn. I just love people, like, you can see when they highlight, when they check out your card. As soon as I play birds, like, wait, he's really playing that card? yeah, we're really playing these cards. Alright, and they're playing a Johnny's Pridemate, which is one of the worst decks for us. But actually, the Settle the Wreckage can help us out a lot here. We may want to try to hold on to it as long as possible for hope, I guess. Alright, and so we're going to attack. We never pay with Eddytrail Hawk because all of our creatures have flying. So it really doesn't help us much there. Opponent goes to 19, plays a Plains, plays Pride Sovereign, so they will be able to create some life linkers here soon. And so what we're hoping for is to catch them with Settle the Wreckage on the turn that happens. So I think what we do is we actually kind of empty our hand of birds right now. So we play Artificer's Assistant, we play an island, we play Dauntless Aven, a second one, swing in for 3, and we'll pass the turn. So if we run into a Favorable Winds here or a Radiant Destiny, we're actually in pretty good shape. Like, we have a fairly fast clock that they may not be able to handle. Like, that's the one good thing about these birds, is a lot of times when you have power in the air, they can catch it with one seal away or something like that, but they kind of have to run into a Fumigate or a Settle the Wreckage, or to start gaining so much life it doesn't matter, which this deck can do. So opponent goes to combat. Opponent is going to swing in with a Pride Sovereign instead of creating tokens. So we could trade here, but we're actually okay with... I don't think there's any way that they can create stuff, so we're just going to go no blockers. And right now we're just planning on leaving up Settle the Wreckage next turn anyway. And we're in fairly good shape. Our biggest blowout here is a Lyra. Right, so a Huatli, we can go swinging at the Huatli and kill it. Alright, and opponent scoops it up. Can't handle the birds. Okay. I mean, we did have answers for, I mean, their board state at least. And we had 6 power that we could swing in, so we had a 3-turn clock. But opponent scooping to the birds, that's got to feel pretty humbling. Alright, we'll take it. Alright, so here we are in Arena Standard playing Favorable Birds, and this deck it's just fun to play. This is not one of the ones, we have a turn 1 play, but we can't keep this. So we have the mulligan, especially playing first. But this deck is super fun, and it's not one of those where you go into the game expecting to win, but it has the ability to win. And that's all we're going for. So 2 birds, favorable wins. We will keep this for sure. And a bird on top. We don't have extra blue mana, so I think we put that to the bottom just because it would be hard to play it. We are going to have to play something blue every turn. I guess we can play that because, yeah, so we're actually going to keep this. So we go Artificer's Assistant, and we're going to play favorable wins next turn, and then play the 2 birds the next turn. And that way we create 6 power that they can't really block in just a couple turns. So now we play Shefet Dunes, we play favorable wins. I guess planes would have been smarter there. Oh well. Swing in 4-2 and pass the turn. And we're actually hoping for another 1-drop. That would be pretty good here. Opponent is possibly playing zombies, and I wonder if we have a faster start here than zombies, which would be pretty incredible. So we're going to swing in, bring him down to 16. And, I mean, if we draw into a land, then we have Shefet Dunes to close out the game in 2 turns. They usually have a lot of targeted removal in this deck too, though. So we're just hoping to race them out as fast as we can, which zombies, hard to do that with, but we're going to go for it. So we can kill this one here. I'm wondering if they weren't noticing that. I am going to go ahead and block. And they might give it supernatural strength, but I'm willing to clear up their board a little bit. I'm thinking they just missed it a little bit there. Alright, so yeah, these Falcons are awesome. Absolutely love them. Play that. So we are empty-handed, but if we draw into land, then we have Shefet Dunes for the win next turn. Opponent plays a swamp. Okay, so they're going to murder a Falcon. So we don't quite have the win with Shefet Dunes next turn. Swings in for 1. We do get the plains, though, so we could Shefet Dunes and just maybe get a lot of damage in now. Like, we don't have... Well, I guess we do have some stuff at 7 mana. So we swing in for 6. I think that we go ahead and fire off the Shefet Dunes. I think that is better here. So we all-out attack, see if they have removal. They do not. So now they have to have 3 pieces of removal to survive here. They play a swamp. They play Bone Dragon. Okay, so they do have something in the air, but we can swing past it. They swing in for 1. And we'll play our Meandering River and go all out attacking, and we just beat zombies with our birds. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe this is actually a really good deck, and I just didn't know about it. We'll take the victory. Okay. Alright, so here we are in Arena Standard playing Favorable Birds, and in Game 1 we beat the Life Gain deck, in Game 2 we beat Zombies, and maybe this deck is just like amazing and no one knew about it. So this is a little bit slower, but we're going to go ahead and keep this because we have lands, we have ways to play everything in hand pretty much. and hopefully we'll draw into more creatures. We don't play a ton of lands in this deck. I think we're down to 21, possibly 22, because we are trying to get to that Windreader Sphinx and these Dawnfeather Eagle. Alright, so opponent plays Island. So we are going to show... We're just going to play Glacial Fortress, swing in, and pass the turn. So drawing land, I mean, it's not bad because we can play everything in hand now. Opponent plays a Plains. And Azor's Gateway. White-blue Gateway. Alright, this actually sounds pretty fun. Alright, so I think what we're hoping for, we're going to play the Plains. We're going to play the Dauntless Aven. We are going to go a swingin'. And this is kind of the fun thing about birds, is that no one wants to kill a bird. Like, they're always expecting to have something better. So, I mean, you don't seal away on an Artificer's assistant, and you don't necessarily do it on the Dauntless Aven. So a lot of times they're holding on to removal spells for so long that we just overwhelm them eventually. White-blue does have some good things, like Skilled Animator to be swinging in with a 5/5. Alright, so yeah, we're going to take our beats. No blockers. We will take it. Favorable Winds is pretty good here, so we're going to play the Rustwing Falcon. We'll play a Plains. We'll play Favorable Winds. And now we swing back for 5, so, I mean, we're keeping the race alive here. And we can actually trade for the Gateway next turn if we wanted, or kill the Skilled Animator. They play Skittering Surveyor, looking for land. They grab an island, play the island. So this is all action in hand. That's good to know. But we are winning the race. I don't think that we trade here because no blockers. We actually can get a lot of value next turn, especially with, ooh, and another Favorable Winds. So this is better right now because we're going to get Vigilance. Play Unclaimed Territory on bird. We're going to play the Dawnfeather Eagle. And, I mean, a seal away is the main thing that we're hoping not to run into for the next turn, but I'd rather just get as much damage in as possible right now. Bring them down to 3, and they have to have Fumigate, Settle the Wreckage, something on this turn. And so we're going to play around Settle the Wreckage, swing in with probably just a couple of creatures. Opponent goes to combat, swings in for 5, and I wonder if we chump block this time just to stay safe. I mean, we could kill it pretty easily. They may have a Gideon's Reproach. So I think that we go ahead and we're going to chump block. I don't want to get to a low life total, and we can swing in pretty safely next turn with a Favorable Winds with 2 creatures, holding back maybe a tougher one. Alright, so opponent just kills the bird. That's fine. They probably have a Gideon's Approach here in hand. Or Gideon's Reproach. Excuse me. Alright, so Aerial Engineer. So they have stuff in hand. So actually, we have the game here now. So we're going to play Favorable Winds. Even if they have a bounce card, we can swing all in, and I think that we just straight up have the game here. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. Woohoo! Oh my goodness, I just went 3-0 with birds. Okay. I'm going to keep this alive. I mean, I'm not sure I'm going to show every game in the video, but okay. Alright, so here we are again in Arena Standard, and we are playing Favorable Birds, which is undefeated right now, on this video at least, and doing some surprisingly good work. So we're gonna keep going with it, and 2 lands is actually kind of what we're looking for here. I mean, we want to get to 3, but we will keep this. Yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic hand. We have Favorable Winds, we have Serra Disciple. We're in great shape here. So opponent is playing blue-black stuff. We're gonna play Plains and play Rustwing Falcon. And I actually really like this Falcon as, like, I think it would be really good in a white weenie deck or anything like that. It's a really powerful card. Alright, so Artificer Assistant is pretty good here as well. So I think what we do, because we can play Artificers and Serra Disciple next turn, we just go ahead and play Favorable Winds now. It may draw out a counter. Looks like it might. It does not. Okay. We are happy with that. They opt. Probably looking for land. Looks like they found what they're looking for. We swing in for 2, bring them down to 18, and pass the turn. So these control-y matchups are probably the main reason that this deck won't be like going into any tournaments or anything like that, because if they, I mean, once people are playing board wipes, oh man, this just gets roasted. But we're in pretty good shape. So we're going to play Artificer Assistant, we're going to play Serra Disciple, and we will pass the turn. And we're kind of just trying to overwhelm our opponent. If they ever get a Scarab God out, I'm not sure how we win unless we just race them and bring them down to a low enough life total that we can't get blown out by hostage takers and such. So I think we're looking for a Thopter Arrest next turn now. Plains is not that. We will play Aven Windmage, go attacking for 2, and pass the turn. Alright, so let's see if they have the Scarab God. This might also be a gifts deck as well. Like, they won't be able to, they can block us, but they won't be able to kill any of our birds because we have the Favorable Winds out now. Alright, so we have another Windmage. We're going to play Dauntless Aven, and kind of like holding back some to show off that we have something. Okay, so they play Essence Scatter, that's fine. We are going to go swinging. Opponent lets it through, goes down to 11. Opponent plays Eviscerate, and they're playing every single... This actually, Eviscerates, I'm not sure are in anything else except for the MTG Arena decks. And because this guy is in the bronze level, I'm hoping that that's what this is. So we're just going to keep swinging away. They do have this Tetsamok next turn. If they draw into land, they can play it and kill the Windmage. But right now, I mean, our best bet is just to start racing away as fast as we can. Opponent is deciding whether or not they put a counter on the Windmage or if they just play Tetsamok. So it looks like they're going to put a counter on first. They might have, yeah, so they don't have land yet. All right, so perfect. Oh, we really want another blue. So I think what we do is we play Artificer Assistant. I'm fine with them putting tokens on him. We're going to swing in, bring him down to 6, and then hopefully this Aven Windmage just stays alive for the next turn. Yeah, Tetsamok comes down. They're going to destroy 2 flyers. They're going to start bringing on the clock. We go no blockers. Pass the turn. Man, all these blue mana stuff. Alright, so we're going to play Windmage, so then we can block Hostage Taker at least next turn. Swing in for 2, and we win next turn if they don't find a removal spell. Omen Speaker goes scrying. Let's see if they have anything in hand. They still have black mana up. Keeps both on top, but we're safe, right? Yeah, so... okay. So the birds went 4-0. Okay. Alright, so birds are 4-0 in MTG Arena standard right now. So yeah, we're playing favorable birds. 4-0 against the last deck wasn't a super fancy deck, but it was still a blue-black control deck, which should beat birds, I think. So, fairly decent hand. We don't have the actual white mana for all of this stuff. Man. So I think if we draw into a plains or anything like that, we're in great shape. Otherwise, so I think we're going to go ahead and keep this. Just because we don't need that much land for this deck. We need 3, and I'm okay keeping creatures rather than just land in hand. Having a Radiant Destiny is fantastic as well. Opponent keeps their scry on top, but they mulligan down to 4 cards. So, I mean, I am definitely going to be happy keeping what we have here. We're going to play the bird and see what opponent does here. Plays a swamp, passes the turn. All right, Artificer Assistant, not bad there. And favorable winds. So I think that we're just going to go ahead and play favorable winds first. I'd rather be getting the damage in when it happens. I mean, ultimately maybe we get more that way, but And another favorable winds. So this time we're going to go ahead. All right, so opponent scoops it up. So we did get the 5-0, and they mulliganed down to 4 cards, so understandable, but oh man, we're almost to tier 5 or gold tier, whatever's next. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we did get a pack while we were playing the games today, so we're going to go ahead and open that up. In celebration of going 5-0 with our birds, and we got one with a machine, which draws cards equal to the highest converted mana cost among artifacts you control. That could be pretty cool. I could see some pretty fun things you can do with that. I could see that being a better card in Commander, though, particularly in the new Healy deck. Anyway, that'd be pretty fun. Let's go ahead and get into the wrap-up. All right, so favorable birds apparently being my best deck that I've made so far was a big surprise here. And oh my goodness, we just went 5-0. I mean, we weren't playing like competitive or anything like that. And I kind of like to see how well this does in competitive, but that was surprisingly good. I mean, I guess in standard right now, we're basically playing everything is unblockable. Like when you have that many flyers that early on, you're just playing with a complete unblockable deck, and then you just give them, we have 8 cards, and then there's Vanquisher's Banner as well if you're playing high end, but there's so many things that work well with birds right now that it actually is fairly competitive. I think we need better birds to make it really worthwhile, but that went 5-0. So tell me what you guys think about the deck. Like, is this a legitimate deck, or is that just kind of a fluke of playing free play on Arena? But oh my goodness, that was fun free play stuff right there. I would love to hear what you guys say in the comments below, because that's fun. That is really fun stuff. Anyway, yeah, like the video if you liked it. For the 5-0, please do subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be putting out videos every single day. I will be doing some things to improve my channel soon, but first off, my wife is pregnant, and so we're gonna be focusing on having a baby here in less than 2 months now, a month away. So that's my focus right now. But after that's all done, I'll be improving my videos quite a bit. So hang in there with me, support the channel if you can, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.